Hey everyone, it's JoJo and welcome to part 2 of my Hasbro Beyblade Burst Turbo SlingShock Wonder Valtryek V4 review. For real this time. If you guys didn't catch on, my part 1 video was obviously a joke video, a parody. I was just kind of making fun of everyone who had a really negative reaction toward the new SlingShock Beyblades or the Turbo Beyblades, and honestly that was my reaction at first as well. Like, why would you not put metal on it? Because that's just the whole point of CHo-Z. But after thinking about it and trying to look at it in a more positive way and not acting with my emotions but rather acting with logic, it's kind of growing on me a little bit, and I'm still trying to find ways to like it. It might be fun, but we'll just have to see. But again, I'm gonna be looking at the new Turbo Beyblades purely through the SlingShock gimmick, because that is what Hasbro is trying to ride the rails on. Sorry, that was a really bad pun. But anyway, again, this is my for real review on Wonder Valtryek. Alright, so just a quick recap. I kind of peeled off the back of the packaging. We got all the stats here. Same stats, same named parts, but we have these two new what would you call these, like, attributes. So we have power and speed. So it is maxed out on speed but no power, which is kind of strange for Valtryek. Alright, so let's start off with the launchers. So we got a new design for the launchers. They are both rotations, left and right. You can see that there. And I mentioned it in the first video that it kind of looks like a speedometer, which makes sense. And we also have the ripcord, which is pretty much the same as the Switch Strike ripcord. So to demonstrate, and also I also mentioned that there are these two extra prongs on the inside. So when you insert the ripcord, there's like also a spring in there. Hope you guys could see it. It kind of lifts up and holds the ripcord flatter, but also the prongs are no longer free spinning. It has like a latch on the inside so that it doesn't free spin as much. It's turning right now, but it doesn't have that same free spinning rotation as the previous launcher, so that stops it from free spinning. And a couple things in the instructions. This is the only time I'm going to go through the instructions, because it teaches you how to activate your SlingShock mode. Right there it says twist, pull, twist. Pretty easy. And there are also different names for the inside of the new SlingShock base stadiums. So we have your launching zone, obviously. Your battle ring, kind of the same. We have a speed cradle, which is these two smaller areas right here. And then we have the rail system, which is the outer rail on the back of the stadium right here next to the speed cradle. And that's about it. All the point systems are the same. Alright, so let's take a look at Wonder Valtryek V4. Let's start off with the energy layer, and yes, I am aware that this is all plastic. Again, I was just kind of faking it in the first video. But yeah, they decided to just go all plastic with the new Turbo Beyblades, which is, yeah, again, pretty interesting. And they are, I feel like, again, they are relying on just the whole SlingShock gimmick. So if you really want to have fun with these Beyblades, maybe only play with them in the SlingShock Stadium, which I do have. I'll show it in the end of this video when I do the spin test and test battles. But yeah, again, I honestly was disappointed that there are no metal in the new Beyblades. So I feel everybody else's pain. And I don't know why they decided to go, no metal. I mean, like, the metal would have worked just fine with the SlingShock gimmick. So I don't know if it was a safety issue or I don't know. Really, I don't. But yeah, I really like the colors on this though. I really like the metallic blue, ironically. It's not panel. Sorry, but I really like the metallic blue on the plastic, the red paint apps on the top there, and this is compatible with a level chip. So I got my level chip right here, and you see the empty diamond hole, and you just put that in. And that I actually really like. So does that mean Hasbro is going to be making level chips? I hope so. I really hope so. This little thing is $25. And the first level chips that came out on eBay was like hundreds of dollars, which is ridiculous. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if something good does come out of the Turbo line, hopefully they will be level chips. Moving on, we have the new disc. This is 12. It's got very sharp edges, so you might want to make sure you use a frame with that. And here we have the performance tip, which has the SlingShock mode on it. So right now it's just in normal mode. It's regular volcanic. It doesn't have a good free spinning quality to it compared to Takara Tomy, because there's a locking mechanism in there, and so it kind of like grinds against it a little bit. So yeah, this is just normal mode. And to do SlingShock mode, you basically just pull it out and then twist it, and now it's locked into place. So having this locked into place, it'll help it ride the rails in the stadium a lot more, because it's not free spinning, so it's just gonna, you know, spin a little bit more faster around the edges there. All right, so let's do a quick comparison to all the other generations of Valtryek. So we have the first Valtryek, would you call that V1? And V2, which looks more similar to each other. We got Genesis Valtryek and a Strike Genesis Valtryek right here. And of course, we have the Takara Tomy CHo-Z winning Valkyrie. So let's do a weight comparison. So my first video, you already saw that this one was 9 grams and Takara Tomy was 19, so that is a huge difference. So here we have Takara Tomy, 42 grams, all put together. Hasbro, 32 grams. So yeah, 10 grams. 10 gram difference. That is crazy. Oh, real quick. So 32 was Wonder Valtryek. Here is Genesis Valtryek. 39. Wow. Well, it does have the frame. Let me take off the frame and see if it makes any of a difference, which I don't think it will. Does that say 31, 37? Yeah, even without the frame, still lighter than the Evolution base, the Switch Strike base. All right, so let's do a couple of test spins and test battles with the new SlingShock Base Stadium. And here's the new SlingShock Base Stadium. It's a little bit wider than a normal stadium, a little bit more of an oval shape, but it's still pretty standard. So you got your launching zone, the battle area, and these two parts, let's go over real quick. Again, it's called the Speed Cradle, so there is a ridge up here that's a little bit higher, and it kind of comes into like this heart shape, so they could kind of crash into each other toward the middle, which is a pretty good design. And then on this outer ring right here is the rail system, so that's what the gimmick is all about. You want to ride the rails around the stadium. So hopefully catching this ridge will propel you faster into the middle and hitting your opponent much harder. So I imagine there would be really like good impact with this rail system. All right, so let's first do a spin test in normal mode, and I'm going to be using the speed, I want to call it the speedometer launcher, but it's just the regular SlingShock launcher. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh, just went into the pockets. Also forgot to mention, it does have your standard pockets. There's 4 of them. All right, so that was in just the normal mode. Let's do that one more time. 3, 2, 1, let it. You can kind of hear, oh, it's getting stuck. You can kind of hear the volcanic like wiggling and grinding a lot because there's that locking mechanism on the inside. It doesn't really have a very smooth, a free spinning element to it. So let's put it in SlingShock mode. Let's activate it and see how much faster it goes around the rails. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh yeah, that's much faster. Alright, so I also forgot to mention there is a little bit of a bump in the middle. It doesn't just sink down. I think that's just to help it so it doesn't, you know, stay so much in the center. It'll go off a little bit, hoping that the Beyblades coming off of the rails will hit it a little bit more. So if you're just like a stamina type, you're not going to be completely centered. You're going to be off, and again, your chances of getting hit is going to be a lot higher. Alright, one more time in the SlingShock mode. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh. Just too crazy in this stadium. Alright, let's do some test battles. I want to test it against its predecessor, Genesis Valtryek. So I'll be using the LR Bay Launcher. We're gonna get some really good impact here. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh, that immediately burst. So I'm gonna put a frame on Wonder Valtryek just to give it a little bit more weight, and also the 12 disc does cut into the other Beyblade, so just to protect it a little bit more. All right, 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh, nice hit. Oh, nice, a burst to Genesis Valtryek. But yeah, did you see that awesome movement there? 3, 2, 1, let it. It was able to ride the rails a couple times, but it missed. I'm actually gonna keep going because it actually seems a little bit fun. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh! A burst to Genesis Valtryek. And look at that. Wonder Valtryek still standing tall. Alright, now, I know this is no comparison, but let's do a test battle against winning Valtryek. And I'm gonna put another frame on this guy too. First, a test launch with winning Valkyrie just in the stadium. I want to see how much faster it could go because it has metal. 3, 2, 1, let it. Definitely has a lot more momentum. But because that the volcanic driver does not lock like the Hasbro version, it's not going to be able to grip onto the rails as good as Wonder Valtryek. Alright, so let's do a test battle with this in SlingShock mode. 3, 2, 1, let it. And of course we got a burst, Wonder Valtryek burst, because of the weight. The weight's just not there for it. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh. Still a win for winning Valkyrie. Okay, so purely looking at the new Turbo Beyblades through the SlingShock gimmick, it's really, really fun. This works in this stadium. The performance tip works in this stadium. It's calling for harder impacts, more intense battles, more bursts, and I actually like that. Again, this is just through the SlingShock gimmick. And now looking at it through a more competitive side, because I do go to WBO tournaments, it's a really big disappointment because a lot of us were hoping to get the metal on the layers, and a lot of us don't have access to the Takara Tomy versions, and their quality, the metals, it's just better when it comes to competitive play. But again, I'm trying to look at this through a positive spin. But the meta right now in tournaments, it's all Hell Salamander, all Archer Hercules, all it's not all, but Revive Phoenix is also thrown in there, but it's just so boring right now because of it's just stamina defense and it's just boring. So I'm kind of glad something like this came out because I really miss the bursts. I miss the intense patterns and attack patterns of Beyblades, and right now with the meta is just so boring with the stamina combos and everything. It's just but I'm kind of glad that this came out so that I could have more fun. It kind of revives a little bit of the Bay spirit in me, I guess. If you guys know me, I do love attack type combos, and using them in the metal right now is really risky. So again, I'm just glad something like this came out just so I could have fun. You know, I'm just miss having fun with attack types and seeing intense battles. And yeah, that's my honest opinion right now. So as a competitor, there's two sides of me because I'm a competitive blader, and I like the fun intensity of attack type battles and just attack types in general. So I can have this to satisfy that need, and then my competitive side to go toward more Takara Tomy. But again, this is purely just for fun. Alright, so that is my honest opinion. That is my review so far. I have the other 3 Beyblade Turbo Beyblades to unbox, so stay tuned for that. And let me know what you guys think about the new SlingShock Beyblades. Are you super disappointed? Do you actually like them like I do? Again, me, I'm just, it's half and half. It's satisfying one need of me, and Takara Tomy is satisfying another need of me. So yeah, and again, try and think about it through, you know, a different perspective. Try and think about it with logic and not through emotion. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time with more Beyblade Burst.